Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. A person who has successfully mastered Erickson's first 7 stages would be ready to enter Erickson's final or 8th stage. A. Generativity versus stagnation. B. Initiative versus guilt. C. Identity crisis of the later years. D. Integrity versus despair. It would be D. Integrity versus despair. On the integrity side, elders are satisfied with their life and their decisions they have made. Where despair, elders often wish they got a second chance and reflect on their mistakes that they have made in life. What is asynchronous communication? Asynchronous communication is the sharing of ideas at different times and can be on social media platforms such as Instagram, Tumblr, or blogs. I remember when I was in my expressive arts cohort, we had a final project and several of us had the idea of writing experientials, though we each had different ideas about how to go about it. And we were able to share our ideas and what we have come up with at the end of our class. Though it wasn't used on social media platforms, we still experienced asynchronous communication relatively at the same time, the same idea but different ways of doing it. Which approach would help a client improve their self-talk? A. Provide psychoeducation on anxiety. B. Meditation. C. Role-playing. D. Use cognitive behavioral therapy thought logs. The answer is D. Use cognitive behavioral therapy thought logs. Clients could utilize journaling, voice memos, video recordings, or even blogging to help improve their self-talk, whether it's about themselves, situations, or problems that may arise, and they can bring it back into the therapeutic setting to work on with their therapist. What are experimental studies? Experimental studies are very highly controlled. They bring in and eliminate variables, and the independent variable is manipulated to measure the effects of dependent variables. For example, I'm going to change this apple. I'm going to do all my experiments with this. But I'm also going to experiment with this orange. But I'm not going to do the same thing as the apple. I'm just going to keep everything neutral with the orange. That is the best way I can understand it. But there are plenty of examples, such as Pavlov's dogs, the Bobo doll experiment, the little Albert experiment, the Stanford prison experiment. There are so many famous examples of experimental studies that we have learned from. If you're going into this field, you have seen a lot of these studies, which are experimental studies. In Kohlberg's first pre-conventional level, the individual's moral behavior is guided by A. Psychosexual urges, B. Consequences, C. Periodic fatigue stage, D. Counter-conditioning. It is B. Consequences, because individuals are learning moral reasoning and it coincides with obedience and punishment. So you have to use consequences in this stage for individuals to learn their moral reasoning. You can see this with toddlers or young children. If you don't clean up your room, we cannot go outside. It's a fair consequence, and they are able to learn tidiness is good. And that is all 5 questions for this episode. I do apologize if I sound under the weather. I am taking care of myself. But other than that, keep calm and study on.